it's true that I've been involved since the subject appeared on the ISO radar screen in the year 2000. And at that time, I was sitting on the ISO Council as the CEO of one of the ISO members. And then I was appointed as ISO Secretary General and shared the process for more than almost 7 years. And now today, I'm a senior advisor to governments and international organizations. So this gives me a rather interesting historical and prospective perspective. The process began in ISO, in fact, and appeared on the radar screen from 3 directions. The consumers first, and the Consumer Policy Committee in ISO identified in 2000 that social responsibility, corporate social responsibility as it was referred to at that time, was something that consumers were wondering about because they were exposed to claims of ethical behavior by companies, and there was no international understanding of what was the content and significance of social responsibility. Then the second direction, it came from the multiplication of reference documents setting principles, guidelines on the subject, and generating multiplication of rating agencies and assessment process of companies, especially listed companies, at a time when ethics was quite a number 1 on the world agenda. And then the third direction was it came from the quality management part of ISO and the development of the ISO 9000 series. We revised the ISO 9000 quite significantly in the year 2000. And at that time, it was understood that quality was not about the satisfaction of the direct customer, but also satisfying the stakeholders of the company, going as far as not only the shareholders, the staff, but also the communities in which organizations are developed. So this is where we have come from. And we, as you know, set up a process which was quite adjusted to use the ISO consensus building procedures to build a consensus between the various stakeholders involved in the subject. So we can be proud that we have conducted that process, which has taken time, but we are there now, and a new phase begins with the launch of the actual ISO 26000 standard. It had been around for some time, and I suppose that the biggest reason for something to be done at the international level was some scandals that occurred around the ethical behavior of some companies, and there was a sort of public awareness that something had to be done. It's also in those times that the subject of sustainable development appeared, and the 2 concepts have walked together, so to speak, across the years. And now it has become quite topical in the 21st century and the decade which opens now. It's a subject which is on the agenda of a number of international organizations, in the UN, in the OECD. The upcoming G8, for instance, will have this subject of social responsibility on its agenda. And you have noticed that in the process, we have dropped the corporate social responsibility, and we're talking about social responsibility because any organization, not only a corporation, but also a government, an NGO, or any organization can have socially responsible behavior.